Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Master Division in the Coastal Classic Tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also, visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content. You can get the updated text guys by signing up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. For those of you that has never watched a playthrough from me before, has to know that this playthrough includes all the holes. I'm going to try to mix it up, showing approaches with a general kingmaker combined with also wind 5 balls and also some power 4, power 5 balls if that suits the purpose. We'll have to have in mind that if you're going to play Master Division tournaments and going to play for the gold, then you will have to spend some type of special balls. It's not something that I love to say, but it is what it is and it has to be said. That's why sometimes there is more focus on a more special ball approach than it is with a regular kingmaker or another type of regular ball, as it's going to be easier. You're gonna see that yourself in the video. Make sure that you post whatever comment or question you might have in the comment section below. Also make sure to hit thumbs up if you do like the video. So let's go. Hole number 1, tough par 5 if we are going to play with a kingmaker. 10% extra for the drive, and I'm going to want to use 6 bars of topspin, and in this scenario with a kingmaker I'm using as much side spin to the left possible to compensate for the push we're getting from the left to right type of crosswind. If you do have a power 4 or power 5 ball, I would suggest you to play with any of those instead, and therefore I'm going to show you this one with the kingmaker, then one approach with a power 5 ball, which is called the reef ball, which gives you a power 5 and a wind resistance 3. Once playing with a kingmaker, I want you to go with a slight curl to the left as well to just help your ball getting to the fairway here on top. We clip the rough, but that's no problem. You know, we will get the ball to stop even though the ball will bounce over the rough directly. So, power 5 ball approach. And here you can see we have basically the same type of wind. I'm going to play with 6 bars of topspin. And then we're going to just let the red ring be by the rough line to the left. And then we're going to adjust for maximum distance plus 10%. And just taking our shot. And once you're falling down here into the water, as we're doing, then you will have to push up your target into max position. And that is just like a 4 or 5 yards, but those 4 or 5 yards is going to be very helpful. You can see them going with a slight counter curl here as well, and also hitting great left and also with some overpower. The thing that I would change there is to take away the overpower, take away the curl, and just do a normal shot and rely on the skill that you have to hit the ball perfect. Shot number 2 is going to be the same if you have a power 5 ball or power 4 or power 3 or whatever type of ball. It's the sniper, and now it's all about trying to figure out in what type of distance are we so we can get the ball in the hole. This is an approach where we will see players hitting an albatross, but I would say it's not going to be an easy albatross to get. I'm trying to look for, as you can see there, I was going a little bit left and right there to try to see if there was a funnel. And I think that spot is the spot that we are going to try to aim for, depending on how much distance we're getting for the drive. 10% extra is needed here as well, and I would say we need to crank up the backspin a little bit, go with maybe 3.5, as especially if we do have a stronger wind, we do want the ball to stop. Hole number 2, 10% for the drive, and here I'm playing with a Centurion. Centurion is a power 3 ball, wind resistance 4, side spin 3, as you see at the example, which means that you can play the same type of way with a kingmaker. Half a bar of topspin combined with 3 bars side spin to the right, with half of the red ring inside the rough there to the left. And from here we're playing, as I said, maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. And then we're gonna take our shot. No curl whatsoever, and the difference here compared to other division is that we are not using max side spin here to the right, as that unfortunately will put your ball into the rough there to the right. Nice drive, and we're looking for a 335 yard mark. Here for the second shot, we are going to over adjust it 20%. That is the reason we're doing so is to compensate for the push we're getting from the crosswind. And we want to start by aiming at the hole. The thing that we will have to have in mind here is that we do have a little bit of headwind combined with that the ball guideline is going to drop down into a lower position. So with that being said, we do want to remove a little bit of backspin and go with 2 bars of backspin instead. Let the ball guideline go through the hole approximately 1 green square through the hole. And then we're going to take our shot. Because this shot is coming in very nicely, but as it's short, it's gonna turn off to the left and obviously stop short. So max distance plus 20% for the approach. Hole number 3, just a birdie hole in my opinion. I do believe there is a minimal chance to make an hole-in-one here, but if you push it too hard, you're gonna see yourself going into the rough or into the sand. So make sure that you're playing this one safely to get the birdie. I'm playing with Apocalypse as I feel comfortable playing with Apocalypse due to playing this hole so many times on Tour 12. Half of the red ring inside the rough there to the left with 6 bars of backspin combined with as much side spin to the left possible. Playing with a Kingmaker will make you go slightly in between clubs, especially with a higher type of wind. So I would suggest you to change to a Centurion or to maybe change to a Power 2 ball in some sort. This one comes in very nicely, and you know, it's like, this is not going to be something that happens again. But of course, I'm going to be super happy with the hole-in-one. Last but not least, medium distance with a 50. So 50 extra in elevation. Hole number 4, a must eagle with this type of wind. And here, I'm going to go with a power hook. And I'm going to look at the red ring as the marker for my shot here. And the thing is, when you stretch out here, look at the red ring to the left. It's just by the line, by the rough and the fairway, and that's the line that I'm looking for. 3.2 bars of topspin, not 3 that I'm showing here in this example. And then we're gonna go max curl to the left and max power hook. No overpower is needed, as we're gonna come in very nicely. And the reason I want you to play with 3.2 bars topspin instead of 3 is based on how close I was bouncing there by the rough line. But once getting here, I'm not, once again, I'm not going for a hole-in-one on this one. I just want to get the ball as close to the green as possible to have as easy wedge possible. So, and then we're gonna use the top spin and gonna let the ball roll down towards the pin for a safe little eagle. But once again, a must eagle. Kingmaker is perfect as the wind is perfect, like somewhere between 10.5 to 12.5 is absolutely perfect. Hole number 5, and here comes an aggressive approach where I'm going to play in this example with a Centurion. I would suggest you to play with a Kingmaker if the wind is going to be around 11 and 11.5 with a Kingmaker. As soon as the wind goes over to 12, I would like you to change to a Centurion to reduce the wind a little bit. We're using the yellow ring as a marker there by the rough in the plus 6 yard mark. And in this example, I'm playing with 5 bars of side spin to the left with 1 bar of backspin. Make sure when you do drag your adjustment that you're going with that in a straight line. So you're not having the wind arrow going a little bit more topspin or a little bit more towards tailwind, a little bit more towards headwind. So 10% extra for the approach there, max distance number with the sniper, and that's going to be a shot that's going to be a little bit risky, but good chance for an hole-in-one. Hole number 6, and here you're gonna see 2 approaches. First, one little sloppy approach with a Kingmaker, but I wanted to add an approach here for a Kingmaker so I at least could talk about it, because there will be players trying to play with a Kingmaker here on hole number 6, and then you will have to play on the right side. Doesn't matter if you have Apocalypse 7 or Apocalypse level 4, you will have to play on the right side there, trying to get the ball to gain as much distance as possible. Now I'm using a little bit too much curl, so I'm going to clip the rough on the left and roll pretty short, but use as much topspin that you possibly can and as much side spin to the left, and then go with around 1 ball of curl. I think that's going to be enough. Max distance plus 10% for that shot. Second shot here, guys, is going to be with a Cataclysm or with the big dog, not the sniper that I'm having here. It's going to be too tough. But you can see as well how tough this one is getting, how tough the approach is being towards us as we go in short. But it wouldn't be easy even though we would be gaining a decent amount of distance. So we're gonna try to play the sniper max distance plus 20%. And then we're gonna go max overpower, and then we're gonna go some curl to the right with as much topspin and side spin as possible. And you know, playing to the right once again is for Kingmaker only. If you possess a power 4, power 5 ball, I would play on the left side, which I'm going to show you right now. So here you can see me playing with a power 4 ball, and for those of you having Apocalypse level 6 and 7, power 4 ball will be good. But as soon as you're getting down a POC 5, a POC 4, I would suggest you to play with a power 5 ball, either a Berserker ball or the new Reef ball or Gridiron ball. You know, there is some power 5 balls there to be able to get over. We go with max overpower, max distance with a 10% over adjustment, and we're looking for some sort of a bounce to get over the rough there in the end, over to the fairway. The second shot is 20% extra, and here you can decide yourself. If you feel that you will be having the distance with your driver, then you play with the sniper for the second shot and use the ball guideline. Otherwise, you play with the Cataclysm or the big dog to give yourself the distance. I've yet to decide what club I'm going to play with. It depends on how consistent my drives is going to be. We're getting the adjustment done, and once again it's maximum distance plus 20, and then we're gonna get the ball to green. That's the only thing that I'm looking for here. I'm not really looking for the albatross, especially not when I'm not having the ball guideline. So we just want to get it somewhere here around, and it sits on the fringe. Very simple wedge to secure the eagle. Hole number 7. Here I'm going to show you one approach and one approach only, and that's with a side spin 3, power 0 ball, wind resistance 5 with the rock. Max side spin to the right and 2.5 bar top spin, letting the ball guideline show that the ball is gonna go straight to the hole. Then we're going to do a reverse adjustment, which means that we are pushing the target away from us instead of dragging it towards us. We're going to play maximum distance with 0% extra. So just maximum distance here, and then we're going to let the ball go, and it's going to bounce in the rough, and it's going to roll down towards the pin. And I've been getting a very good consistency with this type of shot, and therefore I'm going to just show you that one. If you play with a Kingmaker in that one, I would rather suggest that you back up playing on the lower fairway and do a regular curl shot towards the pin. But once again, wind 5 type of ball would be very valuable there on hole number 7. Hole number 8, here I'm playing with a Kingmaker, but once again I would suggest that if you can play with a power 4 or a power 5 ball, and I would say a power 5 ball with minimum wind resistance of 2, then you're gonna play with any of those balls instead. Not for the drive though, but for the second shot. You're gonna notice that just in a sec. Distance for the driver, I'm going to play that one 10% extra, and from in between medium and maximum distance. Second shot, we do need distance, Cataclysm or the big dog to give you the 180 yards, and we're going for the rough bump. 3 bars of topspin, let the ball guideline be through the hole a little bit, or as a more easy reference, the yellow ring just there by the top of the rough. Then we need to zoom out here a little bit, because you do have the cliffs on the back here. So if you're not zooming out enough, the target is gonna jump up towards the cliff, and then you're gonna go way too far, and that's gonna be tough. So then we will have to judge what type of overpower we need to get. In this case, I'm not having enough, but I'm still rolling up here onto the fairway. Make sure that you're rather using a little bit too much than a little bit too little, because we rather want to roll over and be on the fringe on the back of the green than getting stuck in the rough or in the sand. Tough par 4 though, which will not give us many eagles. Hole number 9, and here it's a good opportunity actually, and I like this hole, I really do. We played this one many times in Tour 12, and I really do believe that we're going to see a decent amount of albatrosses here. Maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and I'm playing this one with, you know, I've been playing it from all 4 to 6 bars of topspin. I do land in that 5 bars of topspin will be the number that I feel that we're going to play with. Maximum distance plus 10 as I said, max overpower, max curl to the left, and here it's very important for the drive that you play with any form of apocalypse. So yeah, scrap the Thor's hammer or the extra mile, and then we play with apocalypse instead. For the second shot, now we do have a sniper. It's either going to be a sniper or a long iron, and actually for a long iron I kind of suggest you to play with the B52. The reason I suggest you to do that is due to the ball guideline. The ball guideline here is very valuable, and the B52 and the sniper has a very good ball guideline. Now I'm going to miss to the right, and I don't really understand my adjustment here. It's 5% extra, but the thing is that I do massively over adjust this one to the right, so it just makes total sense that I'm gonna miss this one to the right as well. But I do believe that here in Master, I do believe we're going to see scores that it's going to be around -30 to win once again. Even though there is some tricky holes, especially hole number 6 and hole number 8 will be giving people or like players like a par or two, especially if you mess up the drive on hole 6 or the approach shot on hole number 8. There is opportunities though. I see 1, 2, I see hole number what is more, hole number 4 is a must, but if we see hole number 1, 2, 5, 7 and 9 as pretty okay opportunities with the hole number 4 as a must. Then we have the hardest hole of them all, hole number 3, which is just a purely a birdie hole. I like the mix, and I'm looking forward to continue stream this tournament for you all. Once again, if you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the thumbs up as well. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Good luck in the Coastal Classic tournament.